Hello everyone, welcome to day 7 of Power BI live training from KnowHow Academy. I thank you all for showing your interest in KnowHow Academy's live Power BI training from the last 6 days. So in the last 6 days, we have learned many interesting things in Power BI. We have learned many new DAX functions. We have understood many scenarios and we have worked on a lot. And it is not done yet. We have to do much more in the next coming days live sessions. So today, in this day 7 of live training, we are going to learn the data storytelling technique. We are going to see the way how we have to go and create a custom canvas background, which was a requirement from one of the viewers of our live sessions. We are going to understand the logics of the visuals. We are even going to see the buttons in Power BI, page navigation in Power BI. So my dear viewers, let me give you a quick recap of what we have done in our last day live training. We have seen that what are the different ways we can go and make or create a visual. We have seen how we have to sort out the difference between the slicer and the filter. Alright, so now it's the time for us even to go and walk through the different other default visuals that we have it in Power BI, and here we are going to learn how we have to use these visuals, in what scenarios we have to use these visuals, and what are the visuals that we have to choose for the right requirement. So in our previous day, we have learned what exactly is a simple bar chart. We have learned what exactly is a simple column chart. We have also seen what is a stacked bar chart and a stacked column chart when we have to use it. So what we have learned is that we need to have two categorical data and one numerical data in order to work on stacked column, stacked bar, clustered column and clustered bar. Am I right? So we have seen what is the problem that we are facing with the stacked charts. When I am telling the stacked charts, it means that the stacked bar or the stacked column. So we have gone through with the solution by getting rid of the problem that we have it in the stacked, where we have converted into a clustered column chart or a clustered bar chart. So now my dear viewers, let us go and understand in a much more depth way or in a much more easier way on how we have to understand the data. So let me ask you a simple question. The question is that we are a good storytellers. Am I right? How many of you accept to this particular statement? Every individual, you, I and everyone in this world are the best storytellers. How many of you agree to this particular statement? Can anyone please reply me in the chat box? Do you agree to this statement? We all are good storytellers. I am not talking about data storytellers. I am talking about just a storytellers. Do you agree with this particular point that you, I and everyone here in this world are the best storytellers? Do you agree to this statement? Thank you, Mr. Shafi Ahmed. Agree, we must tell a story through the visuals. Arun Kumar, agree, yes. I am not Fazil Ahmed, agree, yes. So thank you for your response. So now my point is that I am not asking you to tell the story about the visuals. Listen to this point very carefully. I am telling that we all are good storytellers, but I did not tell that we have to tell a story on the visuals. Let me give you a simple example. When we have started, when we had started the schooling, till we are working till today in any of the organizations, whatever it might be, we spontaneously create a story. Why? Let us take an example of a school children, or though let us consider we when we were studying in a school and a college. Why are you late to the school? If the teacher asks us, why are you late to the college? Sir, madam, the bus was late, the auto was late, mom cooked food late, I woke up late. So we spontaneously create multiple reasons. Am I right? So now even when we are working in any organizations here, so when we are working in the companies also, if our manager asks us, why are you late today, or why have you not informed me before taking a leave, we give multiple reasons. I was not feeling well, my family was not feeling well, I met with an accident, I had this issue, I did not sleep properly at night. So we give nonsense reasons whenever we are caught by some manager or with some teachers and all, right? So now the point is that when we have such a capability to create a story spontaneously, I am repeating the statement once again. When we have the capability of creating a story spontaneously, then why can't we go and create a story for the data that we are working in? So think about it. Yeah, because of traffic. Yes, I agree, Mr. Fazil. So right. So now let's compare ourselves. So when we are in a situation to create a story and open up telling the story in front of our teachers and in front of our managers in the organization, why can't we go and create a story about the data that we are working in? Yes, very important point to note. Point number one. If you are looking your career, or if you are working in Power BI, then please be sure that you should be a good data storyteller. You should be a good data storyteller. Now let me show you here. I'll come back here to Power BI, and in the table chart, let me show it to you here. Now in this table view, we all know that we have this data called sandwiches, which we are working from day one of our live trainings, right? So now whenever I am showing you this particular data, always make sure that you understand the data properly first. You should know which column is having what kind of information, which column is having valuable insights, which column to be considered in order to input in the visuals, which columns are not required for the developers to use. We have to be very thorough about the data. When, for example, if I show this particular data to someone who are studying engineering or computers or degree, or if I just show this particular data to someone who are newly learning Power BI, and if I tell them to just explain me what you have understood with the data, if I just ask them that can you please explain me what exactly you have understood from this particular data, can anyone tell me what can be the answer from them? Can anyone tell me what can be the answer from them? If I am showing this particular data to a newly learning Power BI person, or if I just show this particular data to a person who is student who is studying degree or bachelor's, BTech or BCom or whatever it might be. So if I show them this particular data, so if I ask them what did you understand from this data, if the same question if I am asking it to you, my dear viewers, okay, so what do you understand, and how are you going to explain this particular data to your client? Can anyone please just give me in a one line how are you going to understand it and explain? Mr. Shafi Ahmed is telling that it's a huge amount of raw data, unstructured data. Okay, it is good. Still? Can anyone try to answer it, please? I appreciate Shafi Ahmad for your reply to the questions. Let me tell you, my dear viewers, so what generally happens is that, now this is the general mistake that everyone is doing nowadays, okay? Though you are working on Power BI, though you are a newly joined Power BI professional, or if you are learning Power BI for new, whenever someone asks you to go through the data and understand the data and explain me what you have understood from the data, then do not just orally tell me. Do not just orally tell me what is visible there. So what generally people will answer? People will answer that, okay, so sir, this is a sandwich sales data. We have sandwich ID, when this particular sandwich was ordered, on what time this was ordered, what is the total price, and how many types of sandwiches we have. Only this information we have it in my particular data. Now if you listen to these type of answers, then it is very obvious that you are not thinking in a professional way, right? So what you are doing, you are just telling me what you are seeing on the screen. Boss, even I know English. I am able to speak in English, right? So I too can understand. As soon as I look towards the data, I can see that yes, that is a sandwich data. Yes, I can understand that that data is having the on what date it was ordered, on what time it was ordered, what are the sandwich categories, what are the sizes we have. All these things even I can see it. But you need to tell about this data interestingly so that the client or the end user can able to understand. Data storytelling. The three important words: data storytelling. Okay, so this storytelling about the data, it will be only possible to tell when you are thorough with what exactly each and every column of the data is explaining all about. So if you just observe this order date column, rather than telling that we have the information on which particular date and time this particular sandwich was ordered, can we go and tell in much more deeper way? Sir, we have the data of the sandwich business starting from 1st January 2015 to 31st December 2015. In each and every day it is given that which type of sandwich size is being ordered, what is the quantity of the amount of sandwiches ordered, which category of sandwich was ordered, and this data is also giving us an information how many different quantity of sandwiches were ordered from L size of sandwich, how many people have preferred for chicken sandwich, how many people were preferring the veggie sandwich, classic type of sandwich. This data is also giving us the name ID of the sandwich as well, where every order is unique. Every order is unique. Every quantity is unique. So now you need to go in much more deeper way like this when you are trying to explain in a more technical way rather than just explaining orally what you are seeing on the screen. There's a lot of difference. I even suggest you all, okay, I even suggest you all, please go through the website called Kaggle, Kaggle. A sincere request to everyone who are listening this live session, please note down this website called Kaggle, Kaggle, if you are not aware of it. So Kaggle is a very interesting website that you have lots of data with you there, okay. So you can download n number of data sets so that you can practice for your Power BI. So there you can see millions of records, okay. So there you can understand how the data is structured, unstructured, organized, it's normalized, not normalized. There are multiple things. So you can go through that particular website for downloading lots of different types of data sets whichever you want. Alright, so that's one requirement. Now coming to the point, my dear viewers, here let me tell you one thing. Whatever you are seeing here as a white screen in the center, in the middle, whichever the white screen you are watching it, what is this called? Can anyone please answer me? What is this white screen in middle is called? In Power BI, what is this white screen in the middle is called? So we should tell every detail of the data. Is that what you mean? Now, for this particular question, Mr. Shafi Ahmad, here the point is that when you have a small data set, okay, it is possible to go and work on it and go through each and every column and row. But what if the case if your data is having millions of records, okay? What if the case if your data is connected with a direct query mode where you have data more than 1 GB, right? So now at that particular moment you cannot go through each and every row. Am I right? You cannot go through each and every row, but yes, you can understand what is the information that we have it in the columns, right? I am telling you to understand the data that you have in each column, okay? That's what I am specifying it here. Now when you are telling that yes, it's Power BI desktop, yes, the complete thing is called Power BI desktop. The center one we have, it is called as canvas, yes. Workspace, no, this is not workspace. Workspace comes in Power BI service, okay. So now can I call this one as a report view or power view? Can I call this center part of my Power BI desktop, which is the white one that you are seeing, can I call this as a power view or report view? Can I call this in these two? Can I use these two? How to create Pareto report in Power BI. So creating a report is the last step that we are going to learn there. So there we are going to learn multi more techniques on how we have to create the report. Okay. So all right. Now let me show you many of the people. You are getting confused, or you might not be aware of that. The dotted lines that you are seeing here as the margin, okay, so the between space that you are seeing here, it is called as a canvas, right? So it is called as a canvas. So now this, you cannot cross these dotted lines and prepare a report, okay? So this is the margin that you have it. Under this margin itself, you have to go and create your particular report, okay? You have to include your visuals. Now let's consider that you have the report that includes more visuals, right? So at that time, scrolling the report might be looking awkward rather than showing it at once. So in this particular scenario, what we can do is that we can increase the size of the canvas. So what we can do, we can increase the size of the canvas. So for this, what I am doing here, I will come here to the format option. So under the format option, we have something called as canvas settings. If you want to change the background of this particular canvas rather than from white, if you want to add some image, if you want to change the color, you can do that. So let's just try to see how we can increase the size of this particular canvas. So for this, what I am doing, I am coming to canvas settings. So by default, it is 16:9. The ratio of this particular canvas, it is 16:9. So if you want to increase it, if you want to increase the size of it, so or if you want to change the size of it, let me say in this way. So if you want to convert it into 4:3, so this is my 4:3 type of canvas, right? Now if you want to change it into a letter type where we can get it as an A4 size sheet, so then we can go it in this way. Then if you want to make it in a size of a tooltip, then yes, we can make it in a size of a tooltip. Or if you want to create your own custom canvas setting, then you can go with custom. Here you can go and decide your particular height and width of your particular canvas, right? So now the height of it is 240 and the width of it is 320, right? So now let me make it in this way. If I make it into 360, okay, so this is the height of it, right? So if you want to still increase it in a better way, I would like to make it into 410. Okay, so this is 410. Now if you want to increase the width of it, the right width is 321. Now if I want to change it to 440, okay, so this is 440, or if I want to make it into 490, or you can make it into, let me make it in a 530. Okay, so a much more wider way, right? A much more wider ways. If I can just make it in this way. So see this. Now if you want to still improve the width of it, yes, you can improve the width of it. Let me make it to 640. Okay, so see this, much more width, the width of the canvas is getting increased. Okay, so now we can adjust the canvas setting in this way. Okay, rather than being dependent on only the default 16:9 that we have it here, rather than depending upon only this 16:9 canvas setting, you can customize it. Okay, you can make your own design. You can increase the height and width of this particular canvas. All right, so this is one thing. Now the point is that if you want to change the background of this particular canvas, so as you can see that the default background is white. There are two things here. Point number one, you can go and change the color of the background. Point number two, or you can go and add one background image for this one. So let me show you both. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to choose one color, probably this color. Okay, canvas background. Okay, or you can even add an image for this one. Okay, so if I go and browse it, I'm just selecting one image and I'm clicking on open. So as soon as I click on open, can you see the image? I have added one image here. I have added one image here. Can you see the image? Is the image visible? No, it is not visible. The reason that the image is not visible because the transparency is 100%. What is the reason? The transparency, it is 100%. So for this, what I am doing, I am just reducing the transparency so that my image can be visible. See this? See this? You can, if it is 0, then it is completely the brighter version of my image, right? So as soon as I am increasing the size of the transparency, the image color is getting lighter, right? So something like this, it is getting lighter. Now if you want to go and add some image here, you can go and add. For example, here let me consider this particular visuals and let me come and paste it here. Okay, so something like this. All right, so like this we can go and change the canvas background, or we can change the custom settings here. All right, that's what we call it as a custom settings. All right, so all right, we are done with the custom canvas settings and canvas background. Now let me walk you over the visuals. Okay, so in the previous session we have learned stacked bar, stacked column, clustered bar, clustered column. Now let me ask you one question. What do you mean by understanding the business trends? What do you mean by understanding the business trends? Can anyone please try to answer me with this question? What do you mean by understanding the business trends? What is this business trends defines? What is this business trends defines? What do you mean by business trends? Can anyone please tell me what do you mean by business trends? What does business trends defines? Sales, purchase. Okay, so in business we have sales and purchase, Mr. Sun. Okay, sales over a period of time, am I correct? Okay, so where you have sales and time related information, yes, you are right, Mr. Shafi Ahmed. So what else? Business trends, targets versus achievements. Okay, targets of the business and how much sales did we achieve, am I right? Profit, loss. Okay, very good, Mr. Naveen. Okay, all right. Now what all you have told, that is correct. So you have explained me what information includes inside the business trends, am I right? So Mr. Naveen told profit, loss, Mr. Shafi Ahmad told about sales over a period of time, and Mr. Sunlit told sales, purchase, right? Targets versus achievements. You have told me all this. Yes, what you have told, that is correct. Can I even tell it to you in this way, that whenever I am talking something about the business trends, it means that we are working over some period of time, we are working over some period related information, am I right? Whenever we are talking about the business trends, there somewhere or the other we will be having the point called as the period related information. When I am talking about period related information, I am talking about the time, date, day, month, year, all these things. Do we have this information in business trend? That's what is my question. Mr. Premchand is telling period of sales about the product of the company or organization. Yes, that is correct. Am I right? Let me repeat my question once again. So whenever I am telling that we are working on business trends, it means that somewhere or the other we have some period related information. When I am talking about period related information, it means that day, month, year, quarter, somewhere or the other we are working with the time bound. Yeah, very good. So what you have told, that is correct. Time related information. Okay, date related information, trends related information, right? So my dear viewers, always understand whenever you have the period related information, if you want to show the data of the business trends, if you want to show the business trends of the data that you are working in, then you have to use a line chart, area chart, stacked area chart. Okay, again, if you want to even show much more deeper way, you can go with line and stacked column or line and clustered column chart. Okay, so always remember two numerical data and two categorical data, one numerical data. The formula: two categorical data, one numerical data. We go with the stacked bar column or clustered bar column. If you want to show the business trends where you have the period related information, then you have to go and work on with the line charts. Alright, so these are the two things. Coming to the next one, if your category, level of category, that in your data that you are working in, if your level of category is less than or equal to 5, if it is less than or equal to 5, then only you have to go and use pie chart, including the information if you want to show in the terms of percentages. Let me repeat it once again. If your level of category is less than or equal to 5, and if you want to show the values in the terms of percentages, then we can go and choose the visual called as pie chart. Then we can go and use the visual called as pie chart. Okay, so let me show that to you here. I am considering one pie chart here. So in this pie chart, what I am doing is that I am including the sandwich category in my legend, and in the values what I am doing, I am choosing total revenue. Okay, so let me go and format it. So if I just look into it here, I'll go to values, bold. Okay, and in the same way, if I come to legend, okay, the sandwich category, that's fine. The text that we have it, I'll make it bold. Okay, so now as you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, my level of category. What is the level of category? The categorical information I'm talking about. The categorical information, the level of categorical information, if it is less than or equal to 5, and if you want to show the values in the terms of percentages, then we have to go and opt the visual called pie chart. The same thing with the existing information in the pie chart, or with the existing information with the same condition where level of category is less than or equal to 5 with the percentages information. Along with this, you want to show one more information, some cumulative, some aggregate data, then you have to go and opt for the visual called as a donut chart. Let me show it to you. I am considering sandwich category and total revenue here. The same visual, I am just, rather than wasting time on formatting the values again, I am going to format painter, just clicking on it here, I'll get the same way. Now, as you can see that both the visuals are having the same values, same information, same data, but the only difference that we have it is that we have some space in the middle of this donut chart where we can use it to include some cumulative data. So for example, if I want to show what is my total revenue, so for this what I will do, I will take a card chart here. So in this card chart, what I am going to do, I am going to choose total revenue. Okay, so this particular information, what I am doing, I am coming up here. Okay, I'm just now let me increase the size of it so that you can able to understand it easily. So now what I am doing here is that I'll select this visual, control key and another visual. I'll go here and I will group this. Okay, I'll group this. Now you can see that this information. So what I am doing in the pie chart, what's happening in the pie chart, we have the information visible, that's fine. Level of category is less than or equal to 5 with percentage information. Now in the donut chart, I have the level of category less than or equal to 5. Okay, I have the values visible in the terms of percentages, but including that I am showing one more cumulative and aggregate data in the center of my particular donut chart. So that's where it looks much more attractive and we are showing more than one information here. All right. So when you have these conditions, when you are satisfying these conditions, then you can go and opt for this particular pie chart, and you can go and opt for this particular donut chart. All right. So now in this particular scenario, I'm just minimizing it so that I can add one more information. So let me ungroup this one. I'm going here. Okay, now this is ungrouped. All right. So now what I am doing, I'm just keeping this information and I'm taking the clustered column chart here. So in this clustered column chart, what I am doing is that I'm going and taking the sandwich category, and I'm taking total revenue, and I'm taking sandwich size. All right. So now the same data labels, I want to just format it. I'll go here and I will format it here. Okay. So we have this particular data. All right. Now what I'm going to do, let me go and add a small slicer. Okay, let me go and add a small slicer here. So I'll go to slicer. So in this slicer, what I'm doing, let me minimize this one as well. In this slicer, what I am doing is that I am considering the sandwich category. Okay. Now what I am going to do, I am going to create a bookmark here. I am going to create a bookmark. So what is you mean by a bookmark? Okay. So let me be very clear in this one. Now for example, what I am going to do is that if I hope you all might have visited the Amazon website, you all might have visited the Flipkart website or Myntra.com or Meesho, right? So now what's happening is that rather than wasting time to go and search and scroll each and every product, you can just directly go and click on one particular button. If for example for men, okay, if you want to click on jeans, then if you just click on jeans, and all the jeans pictures and jeans products will come. If you want to click on some sports, then all sports information will come. If you want to purchase some electronics, then electronics option will be there. If you click on that, then everywhere you will get electronics information. So now what they have done is that they have created a bookmark and they have created a button there. So with that you can directly redirect into your particular page, right? So now I'm doing the same way. So now what I'm doing here, I did not apply any sort of filter. I did not apply any sort of slicer here. I did not click on any slicer or filtered any information here. Am I right? So now what I'm doing, I'm going to the view option and I'm going and selecting a bookmark. Okay, I'm selecting a bookmark. As soon as I click on bookmark, I will add a bookmark for this particular page. So I will rename this one. I will rename this one to home. Okay, I will rename this one to home. All right. So one bookmark is created with home. So now what I am doing, I am clicking on classic. Okay, so let me remove this so that it is visible for you very easily. Okay, now what I am doing is that I am clicking on chicken. Let's consider. So now everywhere I have chicken related information. I will go and add another bookmark here. So now this will be the chicken related information. So whenever I just click on this, I will get only chicken related information. All right. So now what I am doing, I am clicking, I am coming back to home. See this? Now I will click on Supreme. Let's consider Supreme. So now everywhere Supreme related information is there, right? So I am clicking on add and I am going and creating one more, bookmark. Now I'll rename this one to Supreme, okay? So like this, I can go and create n number of bookmarks. If you want to go back, I'll go to home. So now what's happening here, this bookmark, I can go and create it as a button here, right? Or even there are multiple uses with these buttons that let me show it to you. Now what I am doing is that I will come to insert, and under insert we have something called as buttons. Okay. So I will take a blank button. As soon as you click on button, I don't know what's with Power BI. As soon as we click on button, nowhere the plain blank button will come. No, somewhere it will go in the top left corner. So from there we have to drag it. Okay. So now I have dragged this particular button. It's a plain empty blank button that I have considered. Now I am going and creating some changes here into this one. So I'll go to the format option. In the format, if you see that I do not want to add any title here. Okay. If you want, you can go and add some background color. It's depend upon you. Okay. How well you are going to show it. Okay. size and style. I don't want to add any title. Now button style, if you see, if you want to change the style of this button, this is a rectangle. Let me make it in a rounded rectangle. Okay, so now see this, it's in a rounded rectangle, looking much more attractive. Okay, now I'll come back. I'll add some text here. Okay, so let me add the text as chicken. Okay, chicken. So it's not visible. Let me make it bold and I'll increase the size to 21. The font color, let me make it black. Okay, all right. So now what's happening is that I have created a bookmark. A bookmark first, then I have created a button. Now I have named this button. No, nothing is happening when I am clicking chicken. Nothing is happening when I am clicking on this particular button called chicken. So I have to go and enable some action to it. So that's where I am switching on the action. And as soon as I switch on action, it is telling me what exactly the action you want. So I want to create the action for the bookmark that I have created. So what is that bookmark? That bookmark is chicken. So now what's happening is that, my dear viewers, see this? As soon as I click on this chicken, you can see that everywhere I can get the chicken information, right? So again you can go back to home. Now if I want to create another button with the home information, as so I want to go back. So what I can do, I can come back to button. I can take a blank button. Again it goes in the top left as always. Okay, I'll get it back here. Okay, I'll just get it back here. I'll go to the size and style. Okay, I'll just change the background color of this one. I'll make it to gray color. All right, now I'll come to the button style. Okay, I want to make it in a rounded rectangle. I have made it into rounded rectangle, as you can see that. All right, so now button style is done. Now under the action, I haven't added the text yet. Okay, that's the important part. Okay, I haven't added the text yet. So let me go and add some text here into my particular size and style. So let me go to button style and okay, so where do we have the text? Yes, here we have the text. I have to switch it on. Then I'll go and click back to home button here. Okay, so I have got the home, but it's not visible. Okay, let me make it visible, something like this. Okay, let me make it in a black color. All right, so we have got home. Now nothing is happening when I click on this home, right? I have to switch on the action for this one. So I'll go to action. I'll choose the bookmark here, and as soon as I get the bookmark, I have to select home. Okay, now it's getting, see this, first I'll click on chicken. Everywhere I am getting chicken information. Now what I am going to do, I am going to click on home. I will come back to my home. See, isn't it interesting? Yes, that's where bookmark. Please try to include as many as buttons it's required in your particular report, so that the end user, whoever is interacting with the report, they can easily redirect it and look into the information what exactly they want. That's a suggestion. All right, so now I'll come back to the button here. Okay, I'll take another blank button here. I'll take another blank button here. So in this blank button, what I'm doing is that, okay, I want to let me consider that this is my first page. Okay, I am in page number 5. I want to go back to my page number 1. That's where your page navigation will come into the picture. All right, so for this, what I am doing here, I'll go to the size and style, and under this size and style, I have something called as background. Okay, let me give some unique color for this one. I'll go and change the background. That's done. I don't want to add any title. I will change the button style to rounded rectangle. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add some text here. So this text, let me consider, I want to go back to page number 1. Okay, page 1. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll go to bold option, and I'll just increase the size so that it can be easily visible. So I'll make the font color as black. All right, so this is done. Now as you can see that nothing is happening when I'm clicking on page number 1. So if you want to go back from page number 5 to page number 1, okay, so for this, what I am doing, I have to first switch on the action button, and under this action I have to select the page navigation. Okay, so under this we have a lot of options, but we'll go with the page navigation. Now, where is the destination? Where you want to go from this with this particular button? Where you want to go? That's what it is asking. So the destination is page number 1. All right. So now see this. As soon as I click on this page number 1 is coming here. Okay. So please look into this one. As soon as I click on page number 1 is coming, right? So as soon as I click on chicken information is visible. If I want to go back to home, I'll click on home. Every visual came into back to their original position. Now if I want to go back to page number 1, I'll come back to page number 1. So that's how the bookmark, the buttons and the page navigation comes into picture. We also have something called as toggle button. So where you can input page navigation, you can input bookmarks and all these things in this particular toggle button. Okay. So now the point is that I will be very much happy if any one of you who are listening my live training, if you can create a toggle button, and for this live video of YouTube that you have it, in this particular video comment section after the live session, if you can able to create the toggle button, create the toggle button and share us the link of that particular file that you have created, the PBIX file or whatever it might be, we will highly appreciate you with your efforts and interest. Alright, so now my dear viewers, I have one question to you all which is there on your live chat. Please look into it. You have one question in everyone's live chat. The question is that I have given you one scenario question here. A user, you all are users, right? So a user wants to click a button to show additional detail. For example, if I have some detail which is hidden, okay, so now how can you achieve this? Okay, if you want to show additional details, so how can you achieve this? All right, so please try to reply this particular question. Please try to reply this particular question in the chat box, or even you can reply to this particular question after this live session in the comment section of this particular video. We will be highly appreciating you for your interest and technology knowledge that you have it. Okay, so now my dear viewers, I am opening the platform for question and answers. If you have any questions, please ask us. What is the timing of this class as I am joining? Okay, so Mr. Sunil Kumar, you can join the live training. Today is day 7, so we will be connecting every day excluding Sundays. Including Saturday, we will be connecting every day evening from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you can join us with 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. With our KnowHow Academy's YouTube channel. You can go there and you can find live where you have each and every day you have different link and you can join there. Okay, so even if you want, you can go to our KnowHow Academy channel. There you can find out the live links where you can join every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. excluding Sundays. Alright, so now there are 2 assignments for you all. So as you all are aware that you have this particular data set with you, am I right? You all have this data set with you. If any one of you are not having the data set, do not worry. You can find the data set link in our description of this particular YouTube day 7 YouTube live. In the description you can find the link of our particular data set. You can download the data set. So first assignment to you all is that if you can able to prepare a toggle button, you can create a toggle button and share that PBIX file with us in the chat box with the link, or even you can mail us by visiting KnowHow Academy's website. That is point number 1. And the second question that I am having to you all is that we have something called as a question in the chat box where I have given a question such as a user wants to click a button to show additional details. For example, if the details are hidden, so how are you going to achieve this? Okay, so this solution also, what you can do is that you can reply this particular solution of this question in the chat box of our particular YouTube video. Okay, so Sunil Kumar, thanks. And when we'll come to DAX part. So Mr. Sunil Kumar, we have finished time intelligence DAX functions, we have finished date and time functions, we have finished aggregate functions. Now we are moving apart into lot of interesting information. In the next upcoming video of tomorrow, we are going to learn RLS. Okay, so there are many interesting things that we go on one by one. So Mr. Shafi Ahmad, for a hidden table, we can create a bookmark, name it as a hidden table, which can which takes us to a page or visual where the hidden table is present. So first, for a hidden table, we can create a bookmark, name it as a hidden table. Okay, so for a table, okay, you can create bookmark, okay, table hidden. All right, that's correct. So again, what it is there, which takes us to a page or visuals where the hidden table is present. Okay, so it will take us to the page where hidden table is present, but if you want to show the details of that particular hidden table, that's what the next step that you have to do. Okay, what you have told, you will create a bookmark for a hidden table, that's correct. Then after that, what you have to do in order to show the detail, that is also very important. So do not worry, take your time and you can reply for this question, and I appreciate you for answering this. And even please try to, if you are interested and if you have the data set of this sandwich sales, please share us by creating one toggle button so that it will be helpful for you to learn, and it will be very much thankful from KnowHow Academy to you all. We will be appreciating you a lot for your interest in this. So my dear viewers, we are done with the day today. We will connect you back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with a lot of interesting and security type of informations in the next class from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. For the tomorrow's link, you can go through our KnowHow channel's website, and there you can log in. There you can go through and see the link of day 8 YouTube live session. All right. So we can use drill through future. So drill through future is again a typical part there. Do not worry. Now take your time and try to reply it here. So again, drill through, if you choose it, that will again be a difficult and that will a tricky step that you are taking. It's very simple. As Mr. Shafi Ahmad told, we will be using a hidden table bookmark. You are going to create it, and after you create a table hidden, then what is the next step you consider in order to show the details of the table hidden, that you have to specify. All right. So all right, people, thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending the day 7 live today. Thank you for showing interest in our live sessions of KnowHow Academy. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy. It's been a great pleasure to interact with you today. Stay curious and keep